Hey, what's up? I'm Brandon.
And I'm Tyra.
And we're the Cunninghams. We've been married for a year and 4 months. What marriage means to us is really finding that person that you wouldn't mind doing life with, that person that you can love unconditionally, no matter the argument, no matter the disagreement, no matter what may try to come in between you. Marriage to us means being stronger together and knowing that you can be stronger together than you would ever be apart. Yeah, I think that marriage, it also means just realizing that the person that you're with is someone that you really can't do life without. They have your best interests whenever it comes to your decision making, whether it affects one of you or both of you. You just know that that person is going to be there to make sure that you're sober in your thinking, clear in your thinking, and that's what marriage means to us.
Hello, everyone. My name is Aaron.
And Tierra White.
We are the Whites, and we've been married for 3 years, going on 4 years next week. Whenever this airs, January 21st is our anniversary, and we just want to speak briefly on what marriage means to us. Marriage to me is commitment, dedication. It means, one, to be faithful to God, to just understand that we are his servants first, and that's how you, as a man, you ought to treat your wife as God loves the church. And so that's simply what marriage means to me. It's just being dedicated to that person that you said I do to, and just knowing that above all else, come hell or high water, that's what the Lord has expected you to spend your life with.
Marriage to me means staying together, being committed, dedicated, loving one another, being able to talk about hard things, being able to stick it through hard times, through good times, through happy times, through sad times, being able to cover one another, no matter if it's family, friends, the closest people to you coming against your spouse, being able to defend them, pray for them, and just speak life into them, and just sticking together.
Yeah, that's a real thing. So this is what marriage means to us.
Hey guys, it's Malachi
and Nicole, and we've been married for a year tomorrow. And what marriage means to us is being able to spend the rest of our lives with the person that we love.
Yes, and choosing every day to love that person regardless of what the feelings are prior, and just using that to build the empire that you guys choose to live with, raising a family, buying that house that you always wanted, and even more than that. So that's what marriage means to us.
Hi, this is Jamar.
This is Kendra.
And we're the Johnsons. And we have been married for a total of
8 years in May.
Yes.
This coming May,
a total of 8 years. And we're coming this today to express exactly what does marriage mean to us. So I'll let Kendra go first and then I'll go.
Marriage means to me, in one simple word, support. It's a lot of other words that you can put to it, but mainly support. Having each other's backs. The wife being totally committed to her husband, having his back through everything, and the husband vice versa. That's what marriage means to me. When you lump everything up into, you take the different subcategories of financial, communication, all of that, love, keeping it fun, keeping it honest, all of it goes back to just supporting one another, because supporting one another is all of those things lumped into one.
And I guess, I don't know why, I think about love. A saying that we always say, we have said for a while, is that true love isn't found, it's built. And I think that you have to build that love. And it doesn't always come, overnight. It doesn't always come easy, but it takes, going through ups and downs and, the highs and the lows or whatever to make it wherever you're coming to at that point. And I think that God being true love, will be the first person in your marriage to be the one that's at the forefront of your marriage, in the center of your marriage, to teach you how to love your spouse and teach you how to love them through whatever. And I believe that God will continue to show you how to be that husband, how to be that wife in your relationship. So I think that what marriage means to me is definitely love, and it's built love. A lot of times when you get into a relationship, it is infatuation, but it's taking time to really build on that love. So that's what I think marriage means to me.
Hi, we are the Jermaines. I'm Ashley. This is Akil. We've been married
almost a year.
Like 10 months.
10 months.
10 months a week ago. So we're brand new. But what I would say marriage means to me, diving into this, when we were engaged, I saw a video of Michael and Natalie Todd, and First Lady Natalie said, marriage means death to oneself. And it resonated deeply with me because I feel as though when I got engaged, I was a new person. And then when I got engaged, I was a new person. When we got married, I was a new person. I was a new person in the sense of who I was going to be as an individual married, and who I was going to be as a wife to Akil, and also the kind of mother that I wanted to be, and how we were going to cultivate together our lives and what we want for our family and our children and their children's children, and what we were going to create. And in order to do that, it has to be death to oneself. You can't be the same person that you were when you got married 5 years from now, 10 years from now. You're constantly going to be changing and evolving. And for me, marriage is doing that and having someone beside you to love you and guide you and support you through that, walk you through that, pray with you through that. So yeah, it's just constant growth and accepting and loving the person that you're becoming and your spouse is becoming as they grow and change as well.
Marriage to me means unity. Definitely like what the Bible says, the two become one. And also like what my wife said, when you get married, it's no longer just about you. It's about yourself, your wife, what you guys do together, the family that you want to create, or the dynamic that you guys want to upkeep. You're constantly changing. So definitely wanting to be in unity and in one accord when it comes to putting the life together that, of course, that you both want to put together. Our dog is going crazy right
Georgie,
now.
Please, Georgie.
Also, the life that God, because God orchestrates these things in the life that He wants you guys to have. So definitely unity. Peace.
Good evening, everyone. This is Jay and Angel. We just wanted to come on and just give a brief synopsis of how long we've been married and what marriage means to each of us. We've been together 10 years, been married at least 6 years. And because, different dates, God's timeline is not our timeline. So we can't give a specific date. So
it's been 6 years.
And
6.5 to be exact.
Yes. So we believe that marriage is about trusting. And first of all, when my dad gave me advice, he said, it's more than love. You have to actually like that person. Yeah. And if you like that person, it makes it easier to love them. Yeah, you love her. You have to love everybody because the Bible says so. However, you don't like everybody. And marriage is really hard when you don't like someone. And so they have to be likable. And if you like them, it makes it easy to get along. So, marriage also is about honesty, learning how to be honest about your feelings, about different things. No matter how that other person may feel, it's good for them to know how you feel, because at the end of the day, it's only going to hurt both of you if you didn't share your feelings and how you felt about certain situations or whatever you two may be going through. So, Angel?
For me, marriage is compromise, knowing how to pick and choose which battles are worth fighting and which battles are worth throwing up the white towel. Marriage is understanding that the person is the person. You know, I don't try to change my husband. My husband doesn't try to change me. We do our best to understand each other where we are and maneuver around that. Again, the compromise of just knowing that we both come from different backgrounds, different upbringings, and constant communication of, you know, how we were raised helps us to understand each other a little bit better. Giving each other space and peace is very important in our relationship. We are a couple who does everything, literally everything together. We raise our family together. We're in business together. We're in ministry together. And then we're married too. So one thing that he said about liking each other is extremely important. I love him. I am in love with him, but I really like him. I like being around him. He makes me laugh. We have a lot of fun and a lot of jokes together. And being able to just be myself without having to be, you know, put a show on or hide things about myself, the flaws. We have a lot of flaws between us, but because we like each other, it's easy to dismiss some things that we don't like. There, in every marriage, there are things about your spouse that you're not going to like. But at the same time, because we are friends, we are literally best friends with each other, it makes it easier to kind of overcome those things that you don't really care for. And I love being married to him. It's really a joy. It's like, it's really great. He's a great husband, but he's a great friend. So for me, marriage, for us, we have a scripture for our marriage, which is Amos 3:3. How can two walk together unless they agree? So we do our best to try to make sure that God is in the middle and that we come to an agreement at the end of the day. One thing for certain is we both agree that we're going to fight for each other and fight for this marriage and keep God first in it as long as God allows us to have breath. So for us, this marriage thing, this is it. This is it for us. Like, this is what God ordained, and we choose each other daily. That's what I will say. In marriage, when you are committed to the marriage, we choose each other daily. We make the choice to take on each other's baggage, to take on each other's burdens, to take on each other's triumphs, and we take on each other's trials, and we choose that daily. We show up for each other daily in this marriage. So for us, for the Morrises, we just will say to anyone who is married or looking to be married, make a conscious effort and a commitment to choose each other, not try to change each other. It's a difference, but choose that person daily and fight for what you believe in when it comes to your marriage.
All right, there you have it. And so, see everyone later. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
What's up, guys? My name's Keegan.
And I'm Devonna.
And we're the Myers. And we've been married for almost 4 years now. June 2nd, it'll be 4 years. So on the 2nd, we will be 4 years old.
Yeah. Well, not really, but
our marriage will be 4 years old. We'll say that. Yeah. So, what does marriage mean to us? What do you think?
I think for me, marriage is commitment. Marriage is honesty. Marriage is wholeness. You kind of leave home and become one with someone else. Marriage is kind of learning who you are inside of a marriage while also learning the other person that you're married to. I feel like a lot of times people think they know somebody and then you get married and it's a whole different ball game.
A whole different ball game.
A whole different ball game.
That's accurate.
But marriage to me is fun. If that could be used as like an adjective to describe marriage. Marriage is fun. Marriage is work. Marriage is hard work. It's not just something you do just because you feel like it or just because it looks nice from a distance. And Keegan will probably touch on it, but there's a difference between the wedding and the marriage. And I think that
You have a visitor.
I think that kind of plays into kind of what marriage means to me. How about you?
Yeah, so marriage is unity. Marriage is like a work of love and a work of art. I think of marriage as like, if you want to put it from an art standpoint, it's definitely the paint on the canvas, and you're mixing things together to then create what is the art. A lot of
Hold on. Shadow, go to bed. All right, now go ahead. How about you?
so, nah, this is terrible. Like, all right, here we go. So, anyway, going back. So yeah, I think marriage is like a lot. It is unity. It is love. I think if I was to explain marriage from an art standpoint, I think that marriage is like, the idea of getting two colors and putting it on the canvas and like creating like what that is together, like red and blue makes purple, and then like I think they're like red and yellow makes orange, so it's like so the thing is that I think marriage is the exception of two different symbols coming together to then create one thing. The crazy thing is that like what makes marriage so fun and makes marriage so good is that you're then taking two things that are meant to be separate, like, or that are different, and you're putting them together. So like orange is orange by itself,
right?
But yellow is yellow by itself, and red is red by itself. When you put them together, it then makes orange, which creates something else to be, a whole different thought process. So I think that's the wonderful thing about marriage. You're putting two things together to make, one idea of it, and it's a lovely thing. One thing that Devon talked about too, like, there is a difference between like the wedding and marriage. I think that like that's the biggest thing I've been like focusing on now. Like the marriage stage is something that like the longevity of the thought process. We're talking about how long it the longevity of like what relationship looks like. You're trying to figure things out. You want like it works. You want it to work out. You want to you want to have kids one day. You want to like have a house. You want to have that nice dog, that you'll probably see, So it's just, there's a lot of the situations that like comes together when it comes to marriage. But I think marriage is about like connectivity. It's about the idea of learning to create one system, coming together from different systems. It's hard to like create that barrier, but you're creating one system, and that one system is for you guys, It's not meant for other people to see, other people to understand, other people to look at, but it's meant for you guys to understand and you guys to like, work on.
And make it work.
Yeah, and make it work. If your connection works, then I mean, like, what's the point of trying to get someone else's thought process? What you have is working. And I'm not saying that, by that, I'm not saying you shouldn't mature, because like, for example, let's say like this.
And we're back.
Oh, gosh. Help us, God. Help us, God. Anyway, so what I was saying was, all right, here. So, like the thing, I'm not saying that you shouldn't level up on your connection. I think there is a way to do that. For example, if you guys are Apple users, the new MacBooks, they take USB-C instead of USB. It's not that USBs don't work. It's just that USB-C is there's an upgraded model for what's going on. So the situations that it's not that like what you were doing at one point isn't working, but like when you're trying to, when it's time to like reconnect or do things better, you know, you have to like level up and like figure out what that new situation is, you know. And I think that's what like marriage really is like finding out the connectivity and then assessing, you know, consistently. Like I really do think it's okay to have like a yearly check-in, like, okay, like, you know, what's going on? Not just talking about finances, but talking about us. Like, what's really going on? Are we okay? What's the goals for the year? Are we trying to do this? Are we trying to accomplish this year? What are something we're trying to do together, you know? Are we maturing? Are you maturing? Am I maturing? Like, what all that stuff, you know? So it's just about connectivity, love, communication, and peace. I think that is the biggest, like, goals of marriage. And biggest like understanding of marriage and what that looks like. Unity is a big part of that, and that's what marriage is.
Right. And we will always encourage therapy.
Yes, absolutely.
And again, not that something has to be wrong for you to see a therapist, but it's just to create a healthy space for you and your spouse.
Yeah.
And whatever that looks like for you. Because a lot of times people think that I know this person, so we're going to be fine. We're just going to work it out. Or we're just not going to talk through it. But sometimes, like, you want to work through those things. And sometimes it may be harder for you to kind of do it by yourself. So it's nothing wrong with kind of having that third party.
Absolutely.
Whether it's a therapist or a pastor or just, like, another married couple who you can kind of lay things on the table with and just be honest about those things.
Yeah. And I think, like, when you find that trustworthy person to figure these things out, like the situation will then in turn get better. It's just so you gotta find people that you can like, you know, hold on to, a village that will like help you understand what's going on, because like marriage really is work.
It is.
You're trying to like, you know, subdue and deal with a person that is consistently growing. That's one thing I really even try to stress to people. I try to stress to my friends consistently, like the person that like Devonna is not the woman that I married like 4 years ago, and that doesn't mean that she like got worse or anything like that. No, it's not at all. She has evolved to be a beautiful, like, really, you know, understanding as well as a very educated woman. So she has the ability to do a lot of things now, and I can't like put that and steal that ability from her, because I think that she is that same girl when she was 23. That's not it.
Yeah.
You know.
And the same thing for you. Like, you are not the same guy that I met in 2012. You're not the same guy that I got engaged to in 2018. Well, 16, and then who I got married to in 2018. It's like, it's an evolution of the person that you initially fell in love with. And if you are there to grow with that person, it'll make things a lot better. Like, I heard this analogy one time. It's like, you're like a rubber band. Rubber bands they stretch. And sometimes you can see those little rubber band balls that people make, and as you continue to stretch it, it kind of gets bigger as you're stretching it, which makes it then fit around the ball. But sometimes if we become like a rubber band and we're going against what we're supposed to do, we're going against being stretched, then the rubber band will pop. And then at that point, it's no longer useful. So one piece of advice would be to just kind of allow yourself to grow, allow yourself to be stretched and challenged in the marriage that God gave you. Because when you said I do, you wasn't just saying I do to the person that you sleeping next to every night. It was a commitment, and it wasn't a covenant made before God as well. So
yeah, and I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut you off, but one more thing too is that like at the end of the day, you know, like I want to let everybody know that, you know, I don't want everybody to think that because we did this podcast that we got all the answers. We really don't. like we're really trying to figure things out just as much as you guys trying to figure things out. We're just trying to, like, you know, give a little bit of nuggets that we have seen in our own selves. Yeah. Like, everything that we're talking about, I can tell you, like, if you really want to know the stories, like, hit us up. Like, we have no problem talking about these things. We will talk about them and be open books. But, like, all the stuff we're talking about is things that we've dealt with, we faced, figured out, all cried and prayed over. Still trying to figure out. Still crying and praying over it. Like, it's just, like, there's multiple situations that, like, we're talking about, but, like, we just know that God has been the consistent one in our lives, as well as us, as well as our love for each other. You know, our love has been consistently growing, and that's the best way we can explain it. So, like, we don't have all the answers, but we're just trying to give a little bit of help to everybody else out there who, you know, wants to figure out what the keys are to marriage, you know, for people who aren't married, for people who are married, you know.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So we just want to thank everybody who was kind of like a part of this and helped us out and talked about how long you guys been married and what marriage meant to you. We want to shout out to Brandon and Tyra. Hey guys. We want to shout out Malachi and Nikki, Akil, Ashley,
my dogs,
Sierra, Aaron, and definitely Jamar and Kizzy. We just thank everybody for just being a part of this, seeing our vision, kind of helping it grow.
And Jay and Angel, we want to thank them for Jay and Angel as well. Yes. They helped us out, man. They were definitely doing some great things on their island too. So we appreciate them for everything going on as well.
Yes. Shameless plug. Jamar and Kizzy also has a podcast called Sit Down with the Johnsons. Yes. So you want to go check them out. And then also, Jay and Angel also has a restaurant.
Yes.
If you're in the Pennsylvania area, out in Clifton Heights. I promise you, you will not be disappointed.
Go check it out. Get a salmon cheese. Ooh, salmon cheese steak. I was about to say it's on me, but it's not on me. You can buy it, but it's just like, that joint slaps.
So, just when you go, tell them Devonna and Keegan sent you. You probably won't get a discount for saying that, but just telling that we sent you for you guys.
Laptops. Anyway, so my thing is that, like, I feel like, you know, I'm excited for this new chapter in our lives and figuring things out. So thank y'all for doing what y'all can. Like I said, you know, I really appreciate all their perspectives of marriage and what people think about. We all love the videos, and, like, I hope you guys enjoy what's going on. And like I said, if you have any questions for us or stuff you want us to talk about on the podcast, please hit us up. We have time now. I'm sorry this video took a little bit while. We were actually fasting, to be real, and there was a lot of situations going on in January, but we're back in February making things work. So yeah, we love y'all, and MP2 community, we're back. Ready to make some stuff happen. Got some new videos coming up soon, so look, be on the lookout. We got some new stuff, new content coming together. It's really gonna work out. We're gonna be more consistent about this thing, and let's make it work.
And we'll have some more special guests for you guys. So remember,
like,
share, subscribe. We are both on Facebook and
YouTube. Yes. So, like, you know, MP2 community, we thank you. We love you. And I'm telling you, this year is gonna be crazy for us. Like, I'm like, and you'll see it. You'll see it. Trust me.
Hashtag all glory.
All glory. I felt God. I can't. All right, I gotta go and put my feet on it. All right, I'll see y'all.
See ya.
See you later.